August 23rd and have my folding review at 10:45, and right now it is 9:47, so about less than an hour now. I am really scared.
Content with my share, won't resent, won't despair, old and bent, I won't care, I'll have spent one day out there.
Good morning, this is Bailey. Hey, how are you doing, Todd? Yes, sir, it's perfect. Sounds good. Yes, sir. So, ever since I've done my first Disney college program and I just finished up my second one this year, it has just changed my life for the better. I'm about to graduate with a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology, and I plan to go get my master's in family and marriage therapy. And I think being able to come back with the Walt Disney Company would really strengthen my skills of being able to see families in such dynamic situations at Disney where they are the happiest. Also, I just think being able to come back would make me strengthen my core skills more. For example, when working for Disney, I learned so much about myself. I gained so many communication skills, multitasking skills, organization skills. And I think coming back would really just help me learn more about myself and strengthen my passion and strengthen my ability to go into a master's program. Yes. I worked in Animal Kingdom in Africa at the Mombasa Marketplace in spring of 2018. I did merchandise, and then last spring I worked in Magic Kingdom and Frontierland at Splash Mountain. Yeah, it was awesome. Yes, sir. No. Yes, sir. Yes. No. I just have the basic one hole ear piercing. Yes, sir. Yes, I did. Yes. Okay. Okay, so my first college program, I lived in Chatham Square with 5 other ladies, and then my second college program, I lived in Patterson Court with 5 other ladies as well, and we had, each time I lived in housing, I had a 3-bedroom, 6-person apartment. Oh yeah, Yeah, so my first program, the college program, would let you link with 5 other people, but my second program coming in, I think there wasn't a lot of availability, so I could only link with one other person. So going in, I linked with one other person, her name is Shay, and then when we came in, we had 4 other random roommates, and I actually was not nervous at all, and I was really excited to meet new people, because I think just being able on the college program, you meet such a variety and diverse people, and it was great. The 4 other ladies, we all got along really well. If we did have an issue, we would always sit down and communicate. I think the only issue that we really had was just trash. Each inspection period we had, we passed everything, but our trash will be full, so we would always sit down and just talk about who's going to take it out and make a schedule. And being able to communicate clearly really helped us, and there were no issues at all. I actually I didn't get to put this down because there wasn't any room to add it. When I came back home in May, when my college program ended, I got a job at Staples. So I am an associate at Staples right now. And I can tell, how do I balance it? I definitely prioritize my work. So usually I have a night shift. So what I'll do in the mornings, I have a calendar, and I just look at what work is due, and then I just do all my work and then go to work. And then some days I have classes and I have to go to school, but the main thing I do is just prioritize, because if I don't prioritize, I get really nervous. So I'll just say, okay, I have this due, I need to go ahead and get that done, and then I'll be able to hang out with my friends or go to work and not be able to stress about it. I think it's just being able to have the time to definitely just be able to breathe, be able to get everything done, and not rushing, because rushing just makes things 10 times worse. So just being able to have a clear, precise schedule. Yes. I think being able to stay focused, you just have to look at the guests. So when I worked at Splash Mountain, we had about 10 different positions you could be at, but sometimes the list of how we would transfer out would just not go as fast as you wanted it to, especially when we were a little bit slow. So what I would just do, I would just focus on the guest and the guest experience. So a lot of times I would be at merge, and merge was where you would merge the fast pass and the standby line into one, and a lot of guests were not happy during that time because we did have priority to fast pass because they booked in advance. And I would just always make sure, I would be like, hey, how are you doing? Is this your first time? Or if I saw a little child, I would just say, oh my gosh, I love your dress. Have you met any characters today? Just making sure like that guest satisfaction and guest communication is always out there. I think it's so important. And if things become repetitive, it's just important to always just keep a smile on your face and try to change it up. Keep yourself happy, keep yourself smiling, because guests want to see you happy and smiling. They want to know your story just like you want to know their story. I have not had to respond to an emergency situation before, but at Splash Mountain we definitely did have safety precautions. The training was super intensive, and we did learn about all those procedures, and we actually watched videos about what would happen if, for example, Happily Ever After would go off when we would still be running our ride, and sometimes the smoke from the fireworks would cause a fire alarm. So we would learn about what to do in that situation and how to keep guests safe. So I do feel like I have the knowledge and the skills to be precise and efficient in an emergency situation. I feel great about that. Working at Splash Mountain, we did have outdoor and indoor positions, and most likely and all the time I was always like comfortable with the heat. It did never really bother me. And you are right, in March when I was there, some nights in March were a little chilly, so I did put my coat on, but I'm perfectly fine working indoors and outdoors in the heat in all types of weather. Okay. Okay. Oh, I feel extremely comfortable with that. Before I did my first program, I was a guest service manager, and I would do deposits of cash and checks when I was there, and I was extremely comfortable with that. And then when I moved into merchandise, we had to close out the registers, and I would go into the money room with the coordinator, and I was extremely comfortable, and they trained each individual very well with that. And then now working at Staples, I do the night deposit there too, so I have experience with that. Yeah, so in my first program in spring of 2018, I worked in merchandise and Animal Kingdom, like I said. What I didn't know going in there was they had a sweet shop, and it was called Zuri's Sweet Shop, and I would be in that position, and you would hand guess the sweets that they ordered, but also that position entailed that you would dip strawberries and pineapples. So that position, you would do that, dip them, let them cool, clean up your station, so I am comfortable doing that. Oh yeah, 100%. Being as sorry, go ahead. At Splash Mountain, we did stand for long periods of time, and I became very comfortable with that. And when I was doing merchandise, we would be on our feet a lot and just rotate around. So I'm happy being on my feet. I think just being able to interact with guests is great, and I like being able to make that connection. Yes. Oh, I think custodial is one of the best jobs. Like when I worked at Splash Mountain, I would actually talk to the custodial individuals in Frontierland, and they were always just so happy and so sweet. And I think being able to have that guest interaction and being able to talk to guests one-on-one is great. I think a way to make magic is just to look at the guests, and for example, I always look at guests and see something, like I'll look at their ears or I'll look at their outfit, and I'll just like make a reference to what I like. So for example, one time this little girl, she was wearing a Rapunzel dress, and Rapunzel's my favorite princess. I was like, oh my gosh, did you meet Rapunzel today? And she began to talk to me. So I think it's just making that immediate connection and just seeing what they like and going from there, because they want to talk about Disney just as the cast members want to talk about Disney. So it's just a back and forth great thing. Yeah, I do. I actually did swim team in high school, and I used to be CPR certified when I babysit, but I haven't been CPR certified in a long time, but I would definitely get that done if needed. I feel very confident about it because actually when I did babysitting probably about 5 years ago, the family I babysit for, they made us do like a swim test with our local community center, and we had to do multiple tests where we had to like jump in, tread water for 2 minutes, do like a back and forth walking exercise, looking at kids. It was kind of like a little fake test, like being a lifeguard, just to see if we were on the ball about being safe and paying attention and being efficient. I do think it is a critical job, and you have to pay attention all the time, and I think I could be great at that, because in attractions that was a critical safety role too, because you have to make sure the guest's sitting down, the lap bar's down, that they're not standing up, that the height requirement is there. So I'm comfortable in a safety critical role because I have experience with that, and I think I would be good for it. Yes, sir. Yeah, actually have like 3 specific ones if I can mention that. Is that okay? Okay, character attendant, Bibbidi Bop Boutique / Pirates League, and attractions again. Those 3 roles are just such a critical role involving families and involving children, and me wanting to go into marriage and family therapy and being able to interact with them on the daily would just be such a great experience and such a skill enhancing experience. And I think I could be great at that because I just love being able to talk to children, see how their experience is going, show my passion and my love for Disney, and I just think it would be an amazing experience. But I would be grateful for any role that I receive because Disney is just such an amazing company, and being able to gain skills in any role is just amazing. Yes. Oh yes, sir. I laugh about my family because sometimes I hear certain words and it just makes me go back to the spilling area of Splash Mountain, because we learned about 4 different spills when we were in different phases. So I'm definitely comfortable memorizing and doing those spills. Yes, so I did cheerleading for about 15 years, from like the time I was like 3 to the time I was 18, and I had a lot of experience doing the hair and makeup on the cheerleaders that I did because I could French braid and they liked the way I did my makeup, so I had experience in doing that. But also have experience when I babysit. Sometimes I would just, the little kids I babysit would want to dress up, so I have experience putting on makeup with kids and making sure they're calm and just making sure they're having a good time, because that's what it's all about. Oh, 100%, yes sir. The first thing that I would do, because Disney is all about guest satisfaction, I would say, I'm very sorry about that. We want your experience to be magical and we want you to be happy with your results that you see. So I would say I can definitely redo that for you, and I could talk to my manager too, because if you want to have a conversation with them, I just want you to be happy. So if you want to tell me what you would like me to do different, I can definitely take those precautions and try to do it better, because I always want to satisfy you as the guest. I definitely have led a group activity in my college. I was a part of an organization called DECA, and I was president during DECA, so I have experience leading group activities there. I haven't done a line dance before, but I have danced with kids when I babysat, and actually at Splash Mountain sometimes the fireworks would be going off and I would be at wheelchair assist and little kids would come through and they'd be dancing and I would dance with them. So I have experience dancing with kids, and I do have experience leading different time management and group activities, so I do feel comfortable with that. Yes, sir. Yes, Todd. I was just wondering, how did you become a recruiter within the company? Because that just seemed like such an interesting job to me. Oh, wow. wow, you have a lot of experience. I think it's great to be able to expand your knowledge and depth of each individual component. Like, it's cool to be able to go from different locations and seeing how different locations work, because when I did Animal Kingdom and then I went to Magic Kingdom, they were just so different, but I loved being able to adapt and see the differences too. No, I think that is it. Okay, thank you, Todd. Have a good one.